understand how the Ministry of Defence will say that these things did not happen. I have the proof. The Public Record Office have the proof. If you don't believe that, I'm sorry.
The BBC has also come across another document held in the Public Record Office. It makes clear that cloud seeding, which involves firing or dropping particles of salt, dry ice or silver iodide into clouds to make them rain, was being investigated by the military. The following is taken from an Air Ministry meeting held in the War Office in 1953.
Possible uses. A. To increase rainfall over a given target area in order to bog down enemy movement in that area. B. To increase rainfall, thereby increasing the water flow in rivers and streams to hinder or stop enemy crossings. C.
Using the same techniques to make unnatural chemtrails seem natural, the media then started reporting that the utterly extraordinary floods are here to stay, changing the extraordinary into a new ordinary. One critic even blamed the public for not being more aware.
Our first priority is, of course, to ensure people are safe, and that's why over the course of yesterday evening and right through the night, we've been bringing in the helicopters, the sandbags, the preparations that are absolutely necessary so that people are safe. And our first duty is to make sure that as the waves and the tides have their effect, everybody is safe. It is too early to assess the damage that has been done. It is important, however, to remember that people have been both vigilant and have been incredibly calm in dealing with requests, for example, to move house. During the course of the day, we'll continue to monitor this. I think the important thing, however, is that national government stands ready to help local communities with any difficulties that arise. And I want to thank people for recognising not only that they've got to act on the warnings that have been given, but also the calm and measured way that they've done this, and their willingness to understand that personal safety is incredibly important here and not to take any risks with their own personal safety.
The summer flood chaos came at just the right time to emphasize the worthiness and necessity of the drastic global political changes being marketed to us by stars at the Live Earth concerts.
The corporate elite of the planet intensified their push for a global taxation system with a year-long build-up to the Live Earth hysteria held on July 7th, 2007 on 7 continents. World leaders announced that saving the Earth was the new organizing principle for humanity and hailed it as the planet's new religion. They claimed that CO2, which plants breathe, was killing the Earth, and that we must reduce the number of children we have to curtail our carbon footprint. Countries across the world marked the day by passing new carbon tax schemes and raising taxes on gasoline, natural gas, and electricity.
Put a price on the carbon. A tax is the best way. Cap and trade can also do it.
If there were a carbon-based tax, would there be a need for an economy-wide cap and trade system?
They are not either or. We can do both. I am in favor of both.
We need to take advantage of everybody on this planet to help solve the problem of global warming. We need to take advantage of everybody on this planet, take advantage of everybody on this planet, take advantage of everybody on this planet. If we can do it with some form of climate engineering, all the better.
Could a strange substance found by a southwest Arkansas man be part of a government test? Well, that's the question at the heart of a phenomenon called chemtrails, now getting widespread attention. Well, tonight, KSLA News 12 investigation reporter Jeff Farrell shows us the results of testing we had done about what's in our skies.
It seemed like some mornings it was just crisscrossing the whole sky. It was just like a giant checkerboard.
Bill Nichols snapped several photos of the strange clouds from his home in Stamps, Arkansas. They begin as normal contrails from a jet engine, but do not fade away like a normal contrail. Soon after, he saw particles in the air.
You know, because we'd see it drop to the ground in a haze.
Nichols then noticed the material collecting on the ground.
This is water and stuff that I collected in bowls. I had it set out in my backyard on my dad's pickup truck.
KSLA News 12 had the sample tested at a lab. The results? A high level of barium, 6.8 parts per million. more than 3 times the toxic level set by the EPA.
Armed with these lab results about the high levels of barium found in our sample, we decided to contact the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality. They told us that yes, these levels are very unusual, but at the same time they added the caveat that proving the source is a whole nother matter.
Barium is a hallmark of other chemtrail testing, which even attracted attention from a Los Angeles TV station. There's already no shortage of unclassified weather modification programs by the government. But those who fear chemtrails could be secret biological or chemical testing on the public point to the 1977 Senate hearings in particular, which confirmed 239 populated areas had been contaminated with biological agents between 1949 and 1969. Later, the 1994 Rockefeller Report concluded hundreds of thousands of military personnel were also subjected to secret biological experiments over the last 60 years. But could secret testing be underway yet again? KSLA News 12 discovered chemtrails are even mentioned by name in the initial draft of House Bill 2977 back in 2001 under the Space Preservation Act. But the military denies any such program exists. Jeff Farrell, KSLA News 12 reporting.
And, you know, it turns out until 9 years ago, the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public under specific conditions. Only a public outcry repealed part of that law, with some exceptions.
Now, Jeff's report mentioned high levels of barium linked to those alleged chemtrails. We wanted to find out exactly what effects barium has on the body. We spoke with Mark Ryan, the director of the Poison Control Center. Ryan tells KSLA News 12 that short-term exposure can lead to anything from stomach to chest pains. Long-term exposure causes blood pressure problems. Ryan addressed concerns by chemtrail researchers that barium could be meant to wear down a person's immune system.
Anything that causes ill effects in the body long-term, chronically, is going to affect your ability because it's constantly working on the body. So from that aspect, yeah, that's a potential.
You know, Nick and I discussed many things. One of the things we discussed, or he brought up in conversation, was reducing world population, and felt that there were too many people in the world. In a way, I agree, there are too many people in the world, but I don't think I have the authority to say who's going to die and who's not going to die, you know. But they felt that they wanted to reduce world population, and he felt that it should be reduced by half.
In December of 1974, the U.S. government made third world population reduction a central national security issue. The operation plan, titled National Security Study Memorandum 200, was simply a regurgitation of the British Commission on Population, created by King George VI of England in 1944, which openly stated that populous third world nations posed a threat to the international elite's monopoly of global power. The Kissinger-authored U.S. plan targeted 13 key countries where massive population reduction was called for. Kissinger recommended that IMF and World Bank loans be given on condition that nations initiate aggressive population control programs, such as sterilization.
Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. Look at me still talking when there's science to do. When I look up there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run, there is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. I'm doing science and I'm still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive.